What's up, lads? I'm going to show you exactly how to get in the shape of your life whilst working a 9 to 5 with a really busy lifestyle. I know it seems quite overwhelming at the start. How do you achieve all these big things? Getting down to 8 to 10% body fat, building muscle, allocating time. It's difficult, all right? And I've narrowed it down to 5 principles that we're going to talk about in today's video. Number 1 is time allocation and where certain things should go. Number 2 is nutrition, how we manage it. 3 is training and how we manage it. And 4 is recovery and how we manage it. Finally, we're going to touch on a little bit of mindset around getting results. Okay, so number 1, let's just make sure we can see this on here, is time allocation. With that really sloppy handwriting. Okay? So when it comes to time allocation, I'm going to keep it really, really simple. Right now, you've got your diary, and your diary is looking like this. And you've got 9 to 5 work. Okay? So that bit of work there is a no-go zone. No training is getting done in there, and it's essential. It's paying your bills. It's how you live. It's how you pay for your food. It's how you pay for your gym membership. It's how you pay for, things you want, travel, whatever you might want, right? So where are you going to get results when you're working a 9 to 5? We're not a full-time athlete. We don't have from 6 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. at night to just train and eat and prepare meals. So how are you going to do it? Well, to keep it really simple, a nice simple framework is we've got time here and we've got time here, okay? So everyone's got the same hours, right? Everyone's got 24 hours, but it's all about leverage now, okay? So what we need to make sure on is that this time before and this time after work is growth focused. So it's gonna be green. We have to make sure that from wake up till 9 a.m., we are productive towards our goal. And from 5 p.m. till sleep time, we are also productive towards our goal. So it's all about really understanding that this here is our time that, yes, that is the only time we've got to grow effectively and get our training done. So we need to basically, before I even say what we should do, we need to make sure we're not wasting time. Because unfortunately, yes, this is your 9 to 5. A lot of people find themselves wasting time in their time to grow. So how does that look? Lying in a morning, sleeping until 8:30, going to work unprepared, already no wins in the morning. After work, scrolling TikTok, watching 2 hours of TV, ordering pizza, wasting time. Okay, so we now have to make a decision today that we're going to make this growth focus. So it might be studying, it might be training, it might be walking, it might be preparing meals, it might be getting organized, it might be even like, for example, I know a lot of you working on your physique and getting in shape, you might want to be earning more money as well. So it might be side hustle. Anything which is taking your body, your mind to that next level has to be done in this time. And we want to have no wasted time. So what you can actually do is a time audit and assess before 9 a.m., what are you actually doing which is growth focused and how much time is being wasted? And likewise from 5 p.m. till sleep, okay? So that's phase 1, just understanding that that is your block to grow in, and you can make a conscious decision today to actually make a change to that. So for example, where your training and stuff's gonna go. We're gonna touch on this in a second. So number 2 is nutrition. Okay? Now, when it comes to nutrition, there's a few different ways in which we can go about preparing meals. Now, let's say you're an athlete, you don't work a 9 to 5, you may just prepare every single meal as you go along, or you may have a chef that prepares it as you go along. Now, you may work a 9 to 5 from home, and you may want to do that, and that's cool. But when we're working with our VIP clients or our university clients, there are 2 other major methods of meal preparation that we suggest to save time, okay? And make it possible to get the most out of this, okay? So number 1 is we can all agree that every single day you're gonna cook one meal. You may be cooking your breakfast or you may be cooking your dinner, for example. You're probably not gonna be cooking in this 9 to 5 window because you're at work, right? And you should be working. So, one meal you are gonna make in this time frame. So what you can actually do is, let's say you were always gonna make your final meal, your dinner. You were gonna have 4 meals a day, for example, and meal 4 you were always gonna make. What you could do is you could make your meal 4, you could chuck it in the oven, chuck it in the pan, whatever you're doing in terms of preparing it, and at the same time as cooking meal 4, you could also be cooking meal 1, meal 2, and meal 3 for tomorrow, okay? So what you've done is you've got meal 4, which is cooking, and you're gonna eat fresh, and then you've got meal 1, 2, and 3 all ready for tomorrow, and that's bought you back a lot of time. It's gonna prevent you wasting time tomorrow, going to supermarkets, trying to find stuff. It's also gonna make sure you're actually hitting your calories and macros daily, which is what's essential. It's not about, oh, I hit my calories and macros perfectly today. It's about stacking win day after day after day. And it would be unreasonable to not be able to do that if you always make your meal 4, you then eat your meal 4, but your meal 1, 2, and 3 has also been made in that time frame, and you can just chuck it in the fridge once you've finished eating that meal. So that's a really great way to prep meals to your meal plan, to your calories and macros, but they're still fresh. They're still always gonna be within 24 hours, and you actually get one which is like fresh to the minute, which is meal 4. Second option is you could do, for people who really like to be efficient with time and shopping, you could actually just do 3 days or 4 days at a time. So maybe like meal prep on a Sunday, meal prep on a Wednesday, and then you've got food for like Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's all done together. And then you might do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's what I would do, right? It's just really efficient. Me personally, I like to do, always make my dinner and prepare my meals for the next day. And that's how I would go about nutrition, and that is gonna buy you back a lot of time, and we can all agree you're always gonna make one meal minimum. So then you've got all these ready for the next day. It's gonna be a lot more cost effective. It's gonna save you a lot of time, and it's also gonna get you a lot of better results. Now, what a lot of people make the mistake of is thinking that getting in shape is gonna take up more time. Getting in shape with systems like this will save you time and get you better results, because we can all agree, if you did this, and instead of looking in supermarkets and going to vending machines, buying bags of crisps and all sorts of bullshit during the day, tomorrow, wasting time at work, if you always just made that meal, 2 calories and macros, and you've already prepared these ones, now you've saved time and you've guaranteed that tomorrow you've hit your calories and macros. So you've taken away all decision fatigue, you've bought back time for tomorrow, which you could, if it was a break at work, you could just relax on. You're not on there on MyFitnessPal winging stuff or eating shit and inhibiting the progress you can make. So that's what I would do, okay? Number 3 is training. Apologies for the awful handwriting. I've not done this since school. Okay, so when it comes to training, we've got, let me just get my green and red pen. We've got AM. I've got a cold, guys, sorry. And we've got PM. Okay? I put AM in green. And the reason behind this is, a lot of people, usually when it comes to training, struggle with other things getting in the way. They'll say, oh yeah, I'm gonna train 5 times a week this week. I'm gonna train 4 times a week. And then obviously something always comes up. Oh, work needed me to stay in and do some more calls. Oh, after work I had to go pick the kid up. Oh, my mate wanted to do something after work. All right, so like, yes, you could do, let's say 5x there and 5x here. And there's nothing wrong with either at all. But if we're to play a law of averages, and we want to be the best version of ourselves, and at the end of the day, it's not about how good can we make one day, it's about how can we do the good days every day. This option here is going to mean that we can stack a lot more wins, because if you start your work at 9 a.m. in the morning, finish at 5, and something's always going to come up after that 5 p.m, and that might be where you're going to train. you may only on average get 3.5, 4 sessions a weekend. Whereas if you just decide, you know what, I start work at 9, I have to commute from 8, maybe I'm just gonna go to the gym at 6, maybe I'm gonna go to the gym at 5. And that way, the only factor that can stop you going to the gym is yourself. But that's the best factor that can stop you, because it can also be your biggest asset. Because if the only thing that can stop you is you, that means you are the thing that can also create the win, all right? And when you tell yourself you're gonna go and you wake up to your alarm, you get up, you go to the gym, you have just started your day with a massive win. You're gonna follow up with good nutrition, you're gonna follow up with good energy, you're gonna be better at work, you're gonna be able to come back, and you're gonna be able to do more things in the evening, like relax and chill out and actually buy back more time. So I'm a big fan of buying back that time in the morning. Yes, grinding, waking up a little bit earlier. Some people may say, Tom, I don't get how you wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I'm not saying you have to do that, but in terms of how you do that, I didn't just go from waking up at 7, 8 a.m. to waking up at 3. I may have gone from waking up at 7 to trying 6:30, 5 days later, 6, 5 days later, 5:30, and just easing it down. But when you tell yourself you're gonna do it, and now you're the one responsible, and you actually get up and make it happen, you start with a massive win. That's a mindset win to start your day. Everything else is gonna be skyrocketed forward and follow on from those wins, and nothing else can get in the way. There's gonna be no distraction. There's no reason you can't train in the morning, okay? You don't wanna resent other things for like the reason you can't train and make excuses and play the victim. So you've gotta take full accountability today that you've gotta put everything in your hands, and by putting training in the morning is gonna make that really good. Now, step 4 is recovery. And by recovery, this just means your chill out time and your sleep. Okay, so when it comes to your sleep, the easiest way to go about this, guys, in all honesty, is let's say, okay, you basically start with your wake up time. What is my wake up time? Okay, we're gonna wake up at 5:30 because we're gonna go to the gym every morning, okay? And when it comes to training, you need to have the mindset that you are picking your days at the start of the week and you get clarity on it. You don't just wanna wing this and be like, oh, I might go today and have the decision, and take decision out of everything, guys. Just say, I'm going at X time in the morning on these days, done, right? So let's say your wake up time is gonna be 5:30, the same every single day, all right? Now all you have to do in terms of recovery is, okay, we're gonna work back. So if we're talking optimizing sleep, 7 hours is gonna be a lovely number. So if we go, okay, now that means now we've got to wake up at 10:30 p.m. I would say, okay, we need to wake up at 10:30 p.m. You need to be in bed by 10. Give yourself half an hour with no phone and stuff to dial down and go to bed. How easy is that? It's just about controlling time, or time will control you. Because if you're just going about life and you're like watching TV and then this happens and then you just stop chatting and there's no intention with anything you're doing with your nutrition, your training, your recovery, life's just gonna take over. And you're just gonna be stuck in this 9 to 5 in a shit shape, feeling down, always playing the victim, like, oh, life's so hard for me, I can't do it. Whereas if you just take accountability right now and you be intentional about how you act and you live by systems and live by structure around your life and have a life around design, that is gonna make it all very possible. Okay, so now we've worked in enough recovery, enough sleep, enough time to get to the gym in the morning, and nutrition. So we're really set up for success here already, because they're going to be our biggest levers. Now I just want to talk a little bit about mindset as well. Let me just grab my next pen. Can you see that? Yeah. And this is going to be about going all in and making the decision that, look, right now you may not believe that you can do this. You might not believe you can get in the shape of your life. Get 8% body fat, build muscle, get really fit, get really healthy, and make it happen. But you don't have to believe you've got this physique in the future, because if you've not yet had it, why would you believe it's that? I get that. I've been in that position before. But what you have to believe is you are going to go all in and you are going to do whatever it takes and not quit until it happens. So go all in. And I can tell you firsthand, this is the single number, this is like hands down the number one mindset trait that separates results from no results. Like, I've seen this hundreds of thousands of times working with VIP clients where we might be on a discovery call at the start of the process and they will have been going years and years and years with no results prior, okay? Same work hours, and it was impossible to get in really good shape. However, we then made the decision that we were gonna go all in. We were just gonna make the single decision to make it happen. And within a matter of 12 weeks, they're laughing, they're in the shape of their life, lean, more energy, more confidence, more motivation, more clarity on life. They've achieved all the goals in 12 weeks, but yet the 2 years prior to that, no progress at all. And that was just because one foot was in, one foot was out. I might go to the gym. I might follow nutrition. I might do this. Whereas when you go all in and you just say, look, if I'm gonna want this goal one day, the best thing we can do is just go all in today and actually take accountability for where you are. Understand if you don't take accountability for where you are, you're gonna stay in exactly the same position. And you can now take accountability to be like, okay, I'm gonna be intentional with the way I live. I'm gonna live a life by design, not by what I'm being assigned by society by. There's your work hours. Now you can just waste all your time around it and stay in the same position. Because if you do what you've always done, you're gonna stay in exactly the same place. It's not just gonna miraculously happen, all right? And not knowing what you don't know is gonna be the biggest issue when it comes to that. Like, there is always ways. There is people doing what you want to do right now, but right now you just don't know, otherwise you'd have already done it, okay? So it comes down to not knowing all the systems in terms of getting the results and also not going all in. And one other thing I wanna stress about when it comes to mindset and going all in is just about doing whatever it takes to make it happen. So it may be giving yourself half an hour a day to study. It may be getting a coach. Like, one of the big things we talk about when guys work with us, we have our VIP coaching is a done for you service. We take everything off our clients' hands, guarantee them the highest level of results, and make life easier for them. It should make life easier for you. But it's all about one word, which is leverage, right? Because if you right now only have this green time here, you have to be extremely focused on leverage. Because yeah, you aren't right now a full-time athlete where you've got 16 hours a day and you can waste time and it might not be optimized, but you're still gonna get results. You have to make damn sure that those green lines are moving you at the fastest pace. So getting everything optimized with your physique roadmap, getting everything optimized with the processes, with your lifestyle structure, getting everything optimized with your nutrition, with your calories, your macros, week by week, with your training program, with your cardio, with your expenditure, and actually making sure that, yeah, for that hour you're putting into your training, for that 20 minutes a day you're putting into your nutrition, you could get 100-fold results just by optimizing the numbers, okay? Because yes, you may have found you've eaten healthy before, you've gone to the gym before, but it's not just about time invested. That is why getting in shape with a 9-to-5 is literally no different to not having, even if we had all this time free here, it's not about, the athlete needs to put in 8 more hours of training and nutrition a day. It's just about the leverage you get within this time. So you just have to be very focused on making sure you're growth focused before and after work, and you're getting the most leverage out of it. And yes, guys, we have our VIP coaching. I'm not plugging it. I'm not saying, guys, you need to go sign up for it. But the reason this sort of system and this coaching exists is to simply guarantee you results within this. Now, there's more than one way to do this. You could go and study yourself. It might take you a lot longer. It might take you years and years and years of experimenting, but you have to make damn sure you get the information, you get the systems, you get the processes to make sure you are getting the most out of this time. It is not right now that you don't have the time. The whole issue right now for you is honestly that you don't have clarity with your time. You're not taking accountability and you're not being intentional with the time before and after work. All you have to do then when you're intentional with, okay, is it going into the right things, is how can I get 100 times more results with the same amount of time invested. That is what is going to get you results. And just putting yourself in an environment, whether it is with a coach, whether it is inside a course, like for example, our university where we teach you how to do this, just putting yourself in an environment where you are going to learn, where you're going to grow, and where you're going to have the most leverage to get the results as fast as you want. All right, that's what it's all about. So guys, hope you're taking a lot of value from this video. Just to reiterate, understanding time allocation, your nutrition, how you can prepare your meals, training. I'm a big advocate for AM, but obviously PM works as well. There's just more things that can get in the way of it. Recovery, understanding the wake up time you need to get up for your training. And then obviously from there, you can work back on your sleep time and just going all in, understanding that you right now need the most amount of leverage possible to get the results out of this time frame here. Hope you like the video, guys. If you are interested and you do want to apply to work with us for our VIP coaching, you can check the link below this video and we can jump on a discovery call. We can see for a fit. We can run you through where you are now, understand your lifestyle in a little bit more depth and run through your goals from there and see if it is something we can potentially help you with. But in the meantime, guys, make sure you like and subscribe and I will see you in the next video, guys. Speak soon.